Hello everybody, welcome to the glowing sea with the weather turned off and it looks rather creepy. So in this video I am using the Workbench Anywhere mod and I'm building a sort of survival shack. So I made a little note the other day of, I'm still adding to it, of various cool structures that I can make around the Commonwealth, which I'm going to be doing a lot now. I'm also still going to finish my settlements. It's just kind of currently the ones I'm doing, the stuff I've got to do is a bit boring. For example, putting the walls around Sunshine Tidings when I wanted to like do something cool. So it basically said we're basically where are we? We're near the Skylines. I can't remember exactly which one it is. One of the Skylines crashed planes deep within the glowing sea, and I've disabled the weather. So I've used this is on PS4, and I've used the clear weather in the Commonwealth mod. And if you go down to this area, it disables the radiation storm, which means there is no rads. Now there is still radiation in this area, but it's only active radiation. So for example, if I go near those pools, I'll start getting radiated. But in terms of like, this is a non-irradiated area, basically. And I also deliberately checked if this had any enemies wandering into it. And though it does have a few, you'll see a few blood patches where I murdered a few of the, what do we call it, mole rats, and a couple of sting winds with my Lady Vera, which is my Gauss rifle. But, generally speaking, it's a reasonably safe area. Now, I just liked the idea of, like, some kind of safe house. And as you see right there, it's a while ago, I put, tested the height of the decontamination arch, just because I just wanted one with a decontamination arch. Now, as a side, I am using because I wanted it kind of to fit the area, so I'm deliberately using one of the crash plane pieces. The problem with the crash plane pieces is they've got giant holes in it, as you see right here. I'm packing, covering the holes up, and you can't cover up the ones in the roof. Now, I like the way it looks, but obviously that means that realistically this isn't going to protect you very much from radiation or even the bad weather. I just like it because it feels like more of a kind of really brief stop area, maybe even somewhere a ghoul might live. I don't know. It's just, I like the way it looks, but if you could probably like literally achieve this significantly quicker and a little bit safer if you used one of the Quonset huts from the Metal Tab, the prefab, or something from this. But I just wanted to use this because it it looks cool, and if I didn't, then the build would literally be about a couple of minutes. Just gonna put a Quonset hut down. Well, there we go, guys. See you next week. But it looks quite cool. I quite like this, and you'll see in the tour when I re-enable the disable the weather mod, the storm looks really, really cool. Just as a side, if you ever, because I always got confused when I used the no weather mod when I re-enabled the weather, specifically the radiation storms, it does take a little bit for them to reappear. It's a little bit weird. I thought I'd broken my game at first. So what happens is it will still be clear. You have to sleep to kind of reset the weather, and it will still be clear for a bit, and you're like, wait, what? Oh no, I've broken it. Oh no, I've broken the glowing sea. But the way, obviously, radiation storms work is they still have to kind of come about. So if you just wait like a minute or two, it comes back and everything goes funky looking and green again. So don't freak out, basically. But yeah, I've got some few ideas. I listed a few on Twitter earlier, so I'm going to do things like, I want to start building in the apartments in places like Lexington. So you know how you're wandering through those areas and just think, why doesn't someone clear out these apartments and make something nice out of them? I'm going to do that. Now, obviously, it will be a little bit of a challenge because this is PS4, so I don't have as much control over stuff that I scrap. Though I believe there is a scrapping mod that, I think it's Scrap the Commonwealth or something like that, that will enable me to scrap other things. I just have to be a bit careful because I know there are kind of issues with those ones. But yeah, so I might have to be a bit choosy. But also I'm going to do things like, I thought, Brotherhood steel military choke points, as well as ones for the railroad and the Minutemen, stuff like that. I think it will be quite fun, as well as obviously doing my pre-existing settlement. It's just I've just got so many cool ideas I want to do, and none of my current settlements really fit them. Really. I do have to finish all the current ones, though. So it's a pretty straightforward build, to be honest. I've actually I love using these planes. I haven't used this particular bit of plane before. So those of you... Wait, no, I have. Have I? Yes. No. I don't know, actually. I might have. I've used a few of them. So I've used one in... Or was it a bit the shorter one? I might have used this one in Nordhagen, actually, or was it a longer piece of plane? I don't remember. I don't think I've used this piece of plane. I also used one in Merkwater construction site, but I haven't used this piece, I don't think. and I quite like it. It makes for very funky looking shacks. They're not exactly the most waterproof ones ever, but they're the ones that I feel look the most lore friendly. And yeah, I quite like them. I wish you could kind of maybe, there are a few better curved pieces. In hindsight, maybe the metal roofs might have actually worked, but I think they're a bit too stubby. Anyway, it looks cool, yeah, I likes it. But they're curved metal roofs, I can see. You like this one, it's a very cool little area. I don't think I'll actually ever properly use the settlement. And obviously you can't sleep here. It's got a bed in it, right? But because you can't sleep during an active storm, and there's a constant active storm. But I just like the fact that it was maybe this emergency bed, and there's going to be loads of storage of drugs, and there's, more importantly, a decontamination arch, which is good. I should have put... I brought a hazmat suit with me, and I'm wearing it, and I was going to take it off and put it on the side. I completely forgot, so there is meant to be a hazmat suit on one of the tables, and I'm wearing it, so oh well, it's fine. And there's no actual food growth in here. As I just mentioned a couple of last, these don't get added to the map, so these don't actually count as settlements. The way they work, oh yeah, that's a very good point, but the way they work is they're not, you can't link them to your settlement supply line at all. That means you have to have all the materials with you. So you see in the top right corner there, there's actually a chemistry workbench. See it? Yeah. So what you want to do is, I've got the FreeMaker mod enabled. You can just search FreeMaker on PS4, or there'll be, I think, Xbox. I think there's an Xbox version of it, and I believe PC have loads of different options. But there might even be a FreeMaker for PC. And then you can probably spawn items in actually with the command console, I believe. And with FreeMaker, what you need to do is that'll enable you to kind of make all your resources. But to make the chemistry workbench, you need a couple of things to bring with you. Because obviously, notice I'm very far away. I can't just quickly dash to a settlement. So you need, let me just remember off by heart, it is steel, wood, glass, rubber, and screws for that one. And if you also want the slightly more mankier looking workbench, my favourite one, to be utterly honest, the one that looks a bit more rugged, that one also needs copper as well. So just basically stop in a settlement, make yourself those items or bring them with you, and then you can put the workbench down. When you, and I was curious if it worked this way, when you place items in the workbench, like the workbench storage, it doesn't matter which one. So I was worried it had to be actually the workbench, so the red one, because of the fact this wasn't technically a settlement. It doesn't. So I think it's just once you've placed an item within the workbench, it's then linked to the others, if you get what I mean. So basically, it's fine. Just bring stuff with you, or you'll have to keep wandering back and forth. And also, yeah, watch out for creatures, because there is actually a death court behind Ishmi, and what you don't want to do is be happily building away and some jackass decide to rip your face off, which isn't really nice, really, to be honest. It's not really ideal. So as you can see, I'm kind of patching this up very ruggedly, and just kind of like, I really wanted it to look patchwork. Like, this is a kind of either a home for a ghoul, in which case it's probably paradise. He's probably actually got quite a nice glow to his skin living here. But also it just looks like it's really just been scavenged and kind of bolted together as kind of a last stop shelter. I like how this is actually still ultimately one of the safer shelters in this area, even though it looks a little bit like ass. Well, I mean, it looks very rustic ass, but ultimately ass nevertheless. But yes, it's rather cool. I've also got a bit of a cold. Sorry by the way if I'm a little bit bunged up. I've got a cold. I had a day off work yesterday, in fact, which I don't normally do, because I don't like taking days off work for sickness, because it just, I don't know, I always feel bad. I know, I'm one of them, right? Plus I'm worried I'm going to get fired if I do. I didn't, don't worry, my boss was fine. But yeah, so I bunged up. Got an itchy nose, you know what I mean? Fucking annoying. Doing it right now. Fucking itchy nose. God damn it. God damn it. Came out of nowhere as well, sorry. So you can see, I'm having a little bit of a fun time reinforcing this area. It does look really weird, doesn't it? Sorry, let's just look at this. It looks such a weird area without the radiation storm. With the radiation storm, it's awesome. I love the glowing sea. This is why I'm glad this is here. I kind of wish there was some sort of bunker within the glowing sea. But yes, it is a cool area. A couple of people have mentioned, and I'm going to try it. I'm assuming it does work. The workbench anywhere mod inside other structures. A couple of people suggesting some really good ideas. What one was? One of you one of my more regular commenters who dude, I can't remember your actual username, but I remember you because you always do really long comments. I mentioned that, but I can't remember your damn username. I just recognised the photo. Recommended we should possibly even rebuild the Vault 111, so you could literally just put Workbench anywhere, and you could just like kind of turn it into a usable player home. Which I just think, if there is one area that is the perfect player home, it's Vault 111, because you've got the key, no one else is meant to know it's there and has access, and it has running water, and it's incredibly safe. And all it does is have your slightly frosty wife in there, but it's fine. She won't know. It's good. So I might actually build there as well. So much to build. I'm really excited. Why haven't I used this mod? I don't know. I didn't want to open up that box. But I've opened up that box now. So this part's taken a bit of a while. I did cut out quite a lot of screwing around of this video because I was it was a little bit harder to do than the last one. I don't know why, just the structure of this. And yeah, it was just a bit of a pain in the knob really. But it looks really cool. So just you wait. Just you wait yourself. So it's just kind of making it look a bit more mishmash. And a bit more kind of, you know, just mashed together. As it would be so much easier if I used one of those Quonset huts. So basically, you would have just kind of put it on a raised platform. There we go. What would have looked like is if those of you who watched my... I can't remember what I called it now. That shack that I made in Sunshine Tidings Co-op that's on the little foundations and looks really cool. It's on the right side, although both those shacks would have worked in that structure. You could have just used that, but I wanted this to look like it was made out of a plain piece. I did originally try and there is another plain piece bit, which is the smaller one, which is kind of like the nose cone of the plane, and I did try and use that, but it's a little bit too small for the radiation arch, which is decontamination arch, which is like the big thing I wanted to use, so I opted for this one instead. It's a bit bigger and was a bit more of a nightmare too, but I will probably end up using that bit because I just love the planes. I might even come back here and like do a little bit more. I might have to put like a ghoul in here. I didn't end up putting any settlers here in the end because I wanted this to be mine. This is mine. Plus also I couldn't assign a settler here, so I didn't know how to get them to work without them just wandering away and dying. So it's fine. I mean, you could use one of the, you know, the guards, but it just doesn't look the same, does it? So yeah, nearly finished, ostensibly, I think. What else have we got to do? So it looks pretty grand. It's quite nice. There's just bits and pieces to kind of help patch me up now. Oh yeah, there's one on the inside as well, and there. Just basically, I just wanted it to look... I was also well aware that it would be a look... Everything would kind of blend together once the radiation storm starts as well. So it looks kind of potentially a little bit... bare. Once the radiation storm starts, I knew it was going to... Because that's why if you look at this area, for example, it looks kind of bare, right? Like the actual landscape that Bethesda have made. But because you have the radiation storm, you can kind of make things look a little bit different. Oh yeah, nightmare getting this in. And yeah, I think it looks quite cool. It's taken me a while to get this part in. But then we're good to go. Oh, I've got ideas. If you have any suggestions, by the way, for builds that you think that would look nice, like little ones. Now, for any of these built using the Workbench Anywhere mod, I'm trying to deliberately make them little builds, because I don't want to do actual settlements, because they just wouldn't really work with the fact, you know, I couldn't really send settlers there. They just don't... They're not worth it, in a sense. But also because it's, you know, I've already got big settlements. I don't need big settlements. I want kind of like little singular structures and, you know, kind of... set pieces. So if you've got any ideas, let me know. I might do a couple of them. So I'm definitely going to do that Vault 111 one at some point. And then, what else? What else was suggested earlier? Loads of, like, railroad safe houses. Oh, yeah, one of the people, Nate on Twitter, suggested I could do the, what do you call it? Go to Far Harbour and actually kind of do a little bit of a synth kind of colony or kind of synth safe houses there, which I really like the idea. I've got to have a gander around for the railroad signs. They're in the CVA mod somewhere, apparently. So here it is in all of its irradiated glory. So I've had a little turret in the front, got my little dwee generator, tools to repair it on the fly, and then I've just got quite a kind of unceremonious little pylon just plopping out the side and just wiring everything up. I really love the ramshackle nature of this because it really does look like kind of like a last-ditch survival shack. Like, this is something that's been pulled together because don't forget it's constantly irradiated, so you're not going to be able to make something that really is as stable and as secure as some other structures, especially unless you have the resources of, say, the Brotherhood of Steel, in which case you might. Inside, I'm quite pleased with that. Got my little kind of like sexy little bed. Obviously, it's still irradiated in here. Loads of posters. I deliberately used the ripped ones because I wanted it to look like this place had been here for a long time, and so they'd been faded, and people just put them over. Little chair there. It looks really cool. I really like it. Anyway, hope you guys like that. As always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. Definitely suggest me your ideas for random builds, and yes, I'll talk to you lot of people soon. You take care.